Hello everyone, my name is Patricia Oseski. Today we will be discussing conflict among virtual teams and what we can do to decrease conflict so that we can have better team outcomes. I will give a brief background information on the subject followed by an explanation of the three types of conflict. Next I will discuss how we can reduce conflict by team composition and the types of communication platforms used. Lastly, I will present a summary of key findings. Over 71% of the workforce uses technologies such as email and chat to communicate, according to a study done in 2014. With good reason, these practices are cheaper and more flexible to businesses, which is why most businesses are opting for it. The research conveys negative results for most virtual teams, but in case studies and field investigations, there have been very positive results. Theories are that the research has lacked environmental factors and were not able to produce similar environments where teams do work well within the virtual environment. Conflict management has been a largely researched topic trying to understand what happens and how to solve it. The anonymous author in Organizational Behavior expresses, "Research have noted that conflict is like the common cold. Everyone knows what it is, but understanding its causes and how to treat it is much more challenging." Conflicts can cause chaos and destruction to organizations. With proper understanding of the different types of conflicts and how to identify them, managers and the like can help their organization stay productive and prosper. There are three types of conflict: task conflict, relationship, and process conflict. Task conflict is the awareness of different viewpoints and opinions amongst group members related to the group task, while relationship conflict is awareness of interpersonal incompatibilities. Process conflict is an awareness of controversies about the aspect of how a task accomplishment will proceed. Task and process conflict are similar since they both focus on group tasks and is not anything personal. Task and process conflict can lead to positive team outcomes, while relationship conflicts affect group function and therefore group outcomes. Positive correlations between task and relationship conflict show that under the right conditions, conflict may lead to undesirable relationship conflict. There are several variables to consider while conducting virtual teams. The team composition will have dramatic effects on whether a team will be able to deliver on the intended goals. Positive outcomes in a virtual team are affected by the number of members who are working together at the same site, time differences, and the actual physical location between members. Having at least two people at the same geographic location allows for easier group identity among members. The more members from the same site will have better outcomes, but lack of identity for other members can create conflict. Time zone differences play a small role in conflict since deciding when and how deadlines will be delivered and having the availability to schedule meetings. Tension can become intense during these times, but can smooth out as time proceeds. Lastly, the physical location or the geographic location will indicate whether there will be more or less conflict among virtual teams. For example, if there is a team member located on the east coast of the United States while the team member in Alaska, another team member is in Alaska, there will be cultural, social, and environment norm differences. These differences can create conflict because communication becomes less effective as there are natural barriers to communication already. Each of these conditions must be considered when forming virtual groups so that the effectiveness of the team is positive and there is little overall conflict. The type of medium used to communicate will have an effect on task and relationship conflict. A study from Martinez, Gonzalez, and Thompson found that virtual rich content forms such as video conferencing is more likely to lead to an escalated task conflict into relationship conflict compared to lesser forms such as texting and chat. Face-to-face interactions were closely related to video conferencing since it shared common features such as visual and voice communication. Since these mediums are similar, is that they are easy to see verbal and nonverbal cues that must be considered. Real-time text-based communication is said to have less task conflict, which will later lead to relation conflicts since verbal and nonverbal cues are not considered, as well as the team could be more focused on the task and less socially engaged. Managers should consider using real-time text-based communication to save real relationship conflicts and possibly gain the advantage of lowering the issues among team members. Managers should be able to understand the different types of conflicts and be able to identify the conflicts within the virtual teams. The three types of conflicts are task, relationship, and process conflict. Task and process-based conflicts will generally sort itself out and will lead to positive outcomes, while relationship conflict will cause greater concern, which may take away from the efficiency of the group. Additionally, positive outcomes will dramatically affect the group's composition. The number of team members in the group, whether they are multiple from the same site location, if there is a physical difference in location. Conflict will arise depending on the communication medium used. The best type of communication medium to use to reduce conflict is real-time text-based formats such as text messaging and chat. Once different types of conflicts are identified as they arise in virtual groups, a manager or group leader may be able to facilitate better depending on the type of conflict to keep the group moving forward, which will present better odds and positive outcomes. Overall, businesses are encouraged to use virtual teams even as conflicts arise. I hope that all of you can find this information valuable in the next time you are involved in a virtual team or group project. Thank you very much and have a great day.